blue now.
Welcome, NOSSCAR race fans. We're back at it again for Motormaster Monday at Texas Motor Star 300, Round 8 of the 2020 NOSSCAR Motormaster Series season, presented by Brev Motorsports. In-race reporters Charlie Irwin, Jade Burr, and Nate Schultz are on the track, and they are in a 32-car race. At Texas Motor Speedway, it's Chris Pendle on the pole. He's got the lead still. We're bringing you live coverage now, watching him go through turns 1 and 2.
Block the wall.
We just missed the big one. So.
Tony having a good run. Sitting in third right now, the number 22. Peyton Larson in second place in the 19. Change for the race lead. I was just looking through my notes. I look back and we've got a new race leader, guys. Charlie Irwin in the 21. Powers past Chris Pendle in the 42. Takes the race lead in that number 21 Chevy Camaro. They're side by side for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Larson is under fire from Tony, the 22 and the 19, having a great battle. Noko sporting the blue and white Chevy Camaro for this race. He's in the fourth position. He's got a teammate right behind him, Josh Colm Diaz in the 7, looking for his first ever NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win. His second start, and we've got a big wreck. Nate Schultz, Chris Pendle, a few others that were near the front were involved. Noko in the 23 involved as well. There's Noko.
I believe someone hit the apron.
And that'll
Noko
do
is
it.
wrecked. He's wrecked big time.
Dylan McDonald just got loose coming into turn 2. And you're right, Noko, all sorts of front end damage to that number 23 Camaro.
Someone's pushing me up the track.
Up front, the race leader, Charlie Irwin. He's got a big distance now. Battle is on for second. Tony and Josh going at it, the 22 and the 7. And then it's Peyton Larson in fourth. Keith Ayers in fifth.
Irwin, did you learn some of that line from me?
Yeah. Trying to make the car go from the bottom to the top on exit, and hello, Jade.
Yeah. Leader coming up on Jade to put him a lap down. Jade went through the grass, it looked like there. What's going on with the 98 car?
Well, you know, we had people who, we had someone spin out going into one and just got ran over because no one can slow down, so.
Yeah, very little. Closer now to the 19. It's a battle for position. Chris Pendle, the pole sitter, going to pit road. And there was contact between Keith Ayers and Peyton Larson. I don't know if it was a connection glitch on the part of Keith or what happened there, but Keith got the worst end of it. There is Larson. Now looking back at the race leader, he's got a couple of cars to put a lap down just in front of him. Like the 0 car driven by Brett Baker is the next one. I think that's the 0.
Could be.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By the way, Brett Baker.
Yeah, he's a veteran driver, Brett Baker is, in NOSSCAR over on the NASCAR 15 video game on PlayStation 3. Must have been caught up in one of those incidents because he's not all that bad on NASCAR Heat 4 and Heat 3 either.
Showed it last year as well.
Yeah, ran good last year in this series. Checking in on a couple of the front runners here. Tony and Josh still going at it for the second and third positions. maybe trying to work together to run down the race leader. Who knows? Josh just got a little loose coming out of turn 2, gathers it back up. He's still there with Tony, but he lost a couple of car lengths. Looks like Harold Burden in the 39 has worked his way to the 4th position. Having a solid run so far. You see him there in the black and blue Chevy Camaro. See if we can find him here. Ah, there he is. Yeah, Harold having a great run. Stage 1, Texas Motor Speedway, 32 drivers entered the race, 33 in total will receive points. It's a big event, it's the Lonestar 300, and it's the final race for the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series presented by Bruv Motorsports before the holidays begin.
Did Randy O'Quinn get an invite?
Oh yeah, Randy received several, everybody received several.
Okay. You said all inputs out just now.
Oh.
Just wondering.
And on pit road is Tony Camerata in the 22 and Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. Keith Ayers on pit road as well. And it actually looked like Tony and Josh got into it on going to pit road. Looked like Josh couldn't get it slowed down. He had Tony right in front of him and contact was made. Let's see where they line up after the cycle of green flag pit stops. Guys, how many pit stops are you guys planning on making in stage 1? Unless it gives away your strategy.
Well, just one.
One.
It's a one-stopper? Okay.
Yep. Could be.
21, pit.
Not pitting right now. Pit next time.
Okay.
Right once at 14, it was at 20 last lap, so I'm pretty good.
If I'm not mistaken, Chris Ryan in the 4 was on the lead lap and inside the top 10 before the cycle of pit stops, but he's now on pit road, going to surrender that spot temporarily. I believe it's the 39 leading the race right now.
21.
It'll be the 21 still.
Oh, the 21? Okay, I apologize, guys. Hard to keep up with everything. And now the race leader, one of your in-race reporters, Dash for Cash, baby. He's on pit road. He's going to get 4 freshies, and he's going to get back out there. How many laps to go in stage 1?
8 coming to 7.
Ah, okay, very good. It's going to be interesting to see where Chris Pendle shakes out at the end of all of this, because he came down early, repaired some of that damage. Do you guys have a copy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I got disconnected, but I'm on my way back in.
Okay.
One, this is not a battle for position.
I know. Where are you at in position?
Behind you.
Like in position though.
24th.
Oh.
I'm a lap down. I sped onto pit road.
Gotcha.
To the viewers at home, I apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going back live trackside to bring you live coverage of the Lonestar 300 at Texas Motor Speedway. Final race before the holiday break for the NOSSCAR drivers.
I hit Red Man by accident.
175 plus drivers will have a 2-week break.
Again, this is not a battle for position.
Yeah, but Trove is for you, correct?
Yeah, and what I wanted was to get back on the lead lap, but...
Charlie, you the leader?
Yes, sir.
Alright, 21 still out front, looking sharp at Texas Motor Speedway in the final laps at Texas Motor Speedway for stage 1. Should be coming around now to maybe 2 to go.
I think it's 3. I'm not
4.
mistaken.
Oh, okay.
4? Well, 4 for you, Jake. Might be 3 for me.
No, it's 4 for you.
No, it's 3. It's 3 right now.
Is it?
3 laps to go. for Charlie. Next time by for him, pit road will be closed.
Dash, any chance?
I don't think so.
No, to get back on the lead lap, since I'm in the car right behind you.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Dash, can you not put me 2 laps down?
I don't think so, Nate.
Damn it.
2 laps to go. Pit road is closed. Charlie lets Nate back onto the lead lap there. They're coming around now to take the white flag. Next time by after that, we will see the green and white checkers. Charlie Irwin looking to close in on his... I don't even know how many stage wins you have this season.
Maybe 2, maybe. I think it's the second one.
Yeah, second stage win of the season, I believe. And first of the race. It's getting dicey. All 3 in-race reporters are actually
Dash,
right
please.
here together.
Please, Dash.
Don't know where to go, don't know where to go, don't know where to go.
Stay there and just let me go.
He doesn't have any company. Charlie seems to be alright.
Tight, loose.
Oh, Trent Nielsen went through the grass and bounced off Jade, and I don't see
Thank you,
Trent
Dad.
anywhere.
Like, no, that wasn't on purpose. I actually almost wrecked.
Yeah,
Dash wins stage number 2. Or excuse me, number
Stage
1
one.
rather.
Number 1.
Yeah, Tro about said it and about wrecked me. So.
Jade, I
Woo,
was
baby.
on 0 laps of fuel there.
Can one of you read back the top 5 for me?
Dash, Convicts, NASCAR King, NOCO, and Trouble.
Ah, okay. They are the 5 drivers receiving points here in stage number 1. Top 5 received points, and the stage winner gets a playoff point. Dash, that goes to you. How's that make you feel?
Feels pretty good. Car's been handling pretty good. The exit of turn 4 really plays a key role in the race. Saw it early on. People getting loose off that off of turn 4 just because your car gets a little bit too loose.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Keith is going to get the free pass here. Be back on the lead lap.
Nope.
Oh.
I think actually.
Trobe.
Trobe.
Trobe got the free pass.
Ah, so how many cars will be lining up on the lead lap, do you think?
20.
Is it still black?
Yeah,
You
somebody
guys?
pitted. Yes, somebody pitted with 2 to go. I don't know who that was. It's Archangel Cloud. Actually, wait.
Somebody just lagged out, whoever the car up front was, and they might have forgot
That'd be
to
Archangel
pit.
Cloud.
Oh, it's a shame.
Actually,
So
I
Philip
think he
Brown.
might have had some technical difficulties, and then he lagged out just because he had those technical difficulties.
So Philip Brown had the lead there, and now he's off the track, and that's a shame. That's a tough break. He had a chance to win the Lonestar 300 here. But the green flag has been shown to these drivers. Stage 2 is underway. It is a 1 pit stop stage, and they're rocketing through 3 and 4 right now. Coming out of turn 4, Chris Ryan found the outside wall there. Noko takes a look to the outside. He's got a bit of momentum, a bit of head of steam, and he's going to look to clear him. Josh Colin-Diaz takes 3rd from Chris Ryan. He used the inside line to do it. They were 3 wide for a moment. Peyton Larson now gets into the 4th position. Chris Ryan dropping outside of the top 5.
Yeah, Noko is lagging. Bad.
And some connection issues on the part of the 23. They're a little afraid. They're all chasing Charlie Irwin.
I have been stopped by the 2. Lag stopped. As I went into 5th place.
That's not like him at all.
Well, no, he didn't lag into me. He got hit by the 89 and wrecked, and then luckily I was on his tail feathers and didn't receive much damage hardly at all. Lost a lot of time, though.
It hasn't been perfect out there for these drivers' connection conditions. You got a battle for position here. Peyton Larson taking the outside line. Chris Ryan finding some speed on the bottom. That's Alex Tesdall in the 10 car just behind him. Tony Camerata, Anthony Trippi are all in this pack as well as Dylan McDonald in the 38. It's a battle for 4th on back.
And some of the guys who were up in the front at the beginning of the race to get back up here.
What, you don't like driving away?
No, I don't like Milko catching me with his lag.
Oh, okay.
The biggest group of cars that's closest to the front is this one, but never mind. Larson just got loose coming out of turn 4. Shadow in the 10 had to lift for that. Jimmy Best in the 9 gets by Larson in the process, and Chris Pendle in the 42 picked up a couple of spots. But now the pack I was talking about went from about 6 or 7 cars down to 3 or 4. I was going to say maybe if they get lined up single file, they might be able to run down the top 3 one by one. They're not very far behind them. Top 13 cars, I believe, are all still within about 4 seconds of the race leader. Maybe 5. Keith Ayers in the 18, side by side with Kevin Tattersall in the 2. Looks like Keith is going to clear him there. Remember though, Keith is actually 2 laps down. Oh, Keith got loose coming out of turn 4, goes through the grass, came back up onto the racetrack, but kept it low when he did. Kevin goes back by. Keith struggling with the handling of that race car.
Actually, Ty, I believe Keith is only 1 lap down. He may be the free pass.
Oh, okay, very good. See, at the end of stage 1, you guys were telling me he was 2 laps down. Did he take a wave around, maybe?
No, he was 1 lap down. He was only 1 lap down, but Trove got by him right at the end.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Trove got by him in the dive bomb off of 4.
Dive bomb off of 4 about wrecked me in front of Dash.
Good old Ryan doing the dive bomb.
Yeah. It was more of a...
Jimmy found the grass on the front stretch. I apologize.
Yeah, it was more of I'm gonna try to get my lap back.
The hard way.
Or the retarded, or the dumb way, I guess.
Good battle here still. Tony in the 22, Chris Ryan in the 4, Chris Pendle in the 42, Josh Cole Diaz in the 7, not too far behind them. This is 3rd, 4th, and 5th on your screen, everybody. And 6th is the 7 car of Josh Cole Diaz behind them. They're coming up on Ryan Schreck in the 35. He is a lap down. Problems for Chris Ryan coming out of turn 2. He found the outside wall. He was in this pack literally while we were showing it. Now you see there is no red car, 2nd in line. He's lost a few spots.
I can hear Keith right now. I can just hear that. Yeah.
There is the 4 car. Lost a whole bunch of ground there. Reporter Nate Schultz starts the beginning of the green flag pit stops here in stage number 2 of the Lonestar 300. Jimmy in the 9 leaves pit road. Pit stops have begun, kind of in the window now where you can make it to the end of the stage on fuel and tires, so some of these guys electing to short pit, it seems. No go now in the 23, looks like he's going to be one of them. Heading out of the 2nd position, leaving Dash still the race leader. Now, is Dakota Bruv in the one lap down, or is he on the lead lap?
He would be on 1 lap down.
Okay. Did you come up on him and put him a lap down, or did he pit?
I came up on him and put him a lap down.
Oh. Defending champ having issues here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I apologize to Tony Flyers. My car came up the track off of pit road. You don't have to put me in the wall.
The leader surrenders the race lead. Winner of stage number 1, dash on pit road in the 21 car. I believe this gives the race lead. Is it Tony in the 22?
Tony. Beat Tony Flyers.
And now the 7.
Now the 7 of Josh. He takes the race lead.
38 now in the lead.
And now it's the 38 of Dylan McDonald out front. So it's Dylan, Josh, and Tony the top 3. But literally all 3 of them are coming to pit road. Never mind, Tony stays out. Tony's going to take the lead.
38 wrecked in on pit road.
There he is, getting a report from Jay Burr saying that he had an incident, bit of a wild entry to pit road. Damage
Somebody
on that
just
race
backed
car.
out. I believe he got into the 86 of stranded, and then just immediately backed out.
Jeff Grady's off the track. He's parked on pit road. Red and white Chevy. We know that Thomas Geyer in 62 is off the track.
Couldn't get a full visual on who it was, though.
McDonald on pit road getting service. Might have been Phillip Brown, maybe. Green and red car.
Larson just took the lead. Catching Tony and Larson as well.
We're going to find the leaders now. I'm thinking that it was Jay Twizzy.
Get out of the way!
They're also going to try and make it here.
So the leader is Peyton Larson in the 19. Is he 1 full lap ahead of you, 21?
Yep, I'm coming up on him right now, actually.
He has not come to pit road yet.
No, and they're about to hit 2 to go, or 1 to go.
1 to go right now.
They just trapped most of the entire field on a lap down.
Oh, wow. Big strategy. Can hold on.
Gosh darn it!
Tony is the next car behind Larson in the 22, and he might be the free pass car.
Tony's still on the lead lap. He's 2nd.
Oh, is he? Because he's come to pit road. Oh, okay. And Larson wins stage 2 with a phenomenal fuel and tire strategy here in the Star 300. Stage 2 winner, Peyton Larson, 19 car. Getting the job done. So Tony's going to get 2nd. What's the top 5 from stage 2?
Son of a... Stranded.
Larson.
Okay, no more of that, please.
I know.
Larson, Tony, stranded. Shadow, Trouble. Oh no. Just...
Larson, Tony, Shadow, Trouble, stranded.
Okay, it changed.
So Larson, Tony, Shadow.
Peyton Larson, Tony, Shadow. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Noco is caught a lap down.
This might be the first time all season long we've seen Noco 1 lap down. He got caught a lap down in the process from some of these guys staying out and making it the full distance of stage 2.
He's going to stay out and get his lap back. He's going to take the wave around. It was not. He's pitting. He is pitting.
The Trouble stayed out.
This is going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
So Harold in the 39.
Somebody stayed out on the lead lap and kept all of us wave arounds from getting the wave around.
Harold didn't mean to. I don't think he hit the pit button in time. He pulled over and let the whole field go, and we're green for the final stage.
Well, that just messed up everybody who tried to take the wave around.
Yeah, Yeah, it did, definitely. Larson has the lead. Shadow in second. Charlie in third. Tony in fourth. Pardon me.
I kind of want to see Larson win.
How many
100%
cars?
honest.
How many cars were on the lead lap to the start of this final stage?
Like 10.
10. Oh my goodness.
I think the exact number was 12.
Yeah, Harold didn't hit the pit button in time. You can tell he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel near the start-finish line area, but he's well off and out of the way to the inside. We got a battle for the lead. Shadow in the 10 car looking to the outside. It would be his first win in the 2019 Motormaster Series season. He has wins in this series last year.
Judson, put it in the grass. Woo! You could ride along with me for me.
Oh yeah, big incident. Chris Ryan, Trent Nielsen, Dylan McDonald was involved, and it looks like Mikhail in the 01 and Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 all got a piece of it as well.
Everybody's spread out.
Back up front, Dash leading the way in the 21, Tony in the 22 in second, Larson in the 19 in third. Anthony Trippi in the 86, bouncing off of Shadow in the 10. That's the battle for fourth.
Dash, go win this for the guys that pit in stage 2.
Yeah, right.
Harold is backed out of the race. He's off the track in the 39.
Because I think that was one entire party that stayed out and saved fuel.
Dylan McDonald on pit road to repair the damage in the 38. Just giving you updates on the drivers near pit road there. We're all chasing Dash. Tony has worked his way to second. Larson is sitting in third. They have kind of spread themselves out from the rest of the field just a little bit. They have some breathing room. And we've seen 3-4 cars be able to walk away from the rest of the field in the stage 1 and 2 there if they got enough room. We have one going through the grass there on the front straightaway. Looked like Dakota Bruv in the 1. He lets the leaders go by on the outside. Larson does the same, and now oh, that's Kevin Tattersall actually in the 2. Had to lift because Dakota was once again back up to race speed. Things are getting dicey.
I had to make a last-second call going by Dave. He was trying to keep it down on the apron, and I gave him props, but his car just drifted up on another track and had to make a last-second decision on how to go.
Evidently, it was actually Brett Baker involved in the on-track incident a few laps ago, and not Mikhail, because Mikhail in the 01 is actually up here in the mid-pack, and Dakota Bruv in the 1, the defending champ, has spun near the entry of turn 3 in the number 1 Chevy. I think he got loose. I don't think there was contact made. Struggling with an ill-handling race car out there at Texas Motor Speedway.
The actual in-race report on that one is that 42 of Pendle, I believe it is, yeah. And they both passed me because I checked, because I had to check up go to the grass, missed somebody wrecking, and they checked up, and they caught me on the exit too. They split me, and I guess they bumped.
Oh, I see.
Somebody bumped the wall in front of them, and it just domino effect.
Well, there you have it, right from Jay Burr. What happened to Dakota Bruv? Hopefully he can recover. However, we are in the final stage. This is not the stage you want to be having any kind of errors or mistakes on the track or get caught up in anything. This is the main stage. Charlie's got the lead. Tony is in second in the 22 and gaining ground in a hurry. We've got a battle for the lead, folks. Now, Milko in the 23 is the third car in line, but it's actually Shadow in the 10 holding down the number 3 spot.
Yeah, Tony's got my draft. He's just been riding around with me.
Dash, I'm sorry, but I kind of want Tony to win.
I don't blame you. He's fatal, so.
Fatal for life, bruh.
Trobe is in 11th. He's having a really good run this race.
Oh, he just bounced off
you've
the
already
wall and then
got,
bounced
you
off
already
of
got
Tony.
to Trobe.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter of a lap ahead of you, and I passed him 3 laps ago.
Looks like Dylan McDonald in the 38 is off the track and motionless. Something wrong with the 38. He looks like he's done for the day. 39 is off the track as well. Remember, he didn't hit that pit button, and we've seen drivers do that before, and it really throws a wrench into their race. Saw Keith Ayers do it in the truck race at Canadian Tire. Mikael in the 01 is on pit road. CD Derby Boy is on the lead lap. He's mired in traffic, but he's still right there with Larson in the 19. Anthony Trippi in the 86. He's battling with them for position, as well as Shadow in the 10. Larson now holds on to the 3rd position. Anthony Trippi takes 4th. Oh, or does he? He goes venturing through the grass, comes back onto the racetrack. No contact made afterwards. CD's going to take the 3rd position, or at least he and Shadow in the 10 car are going to be side by side for it. Never mind, CD clears him. He's actually going to take the 4th position, rather. Larson cleared that melee, and he's able to put a little bit of distance on them. So 4th and 5th, Larson and CD, followed by Shadow in the 10 car.
Oh, okay. Never mind, I'm going around.
Kevin Tattersall in the 2, Anthony Trippi in the 86, Chris Pendle in the 42. Contact was made there, looked like between Kevin Tattersall and Anthony Trippi. Alex Testall, rather. The 2, that was an interesting move. This is what the battle for the lead looks like. The 21 and the 22 both have avoided any on-track incidents. They've both kept their cars running inside the top 5 for the entire race, except for during the cycle of pit stops, which we're going to see once again right now. Oh, and Anthony Trippi in the 86 spins near the entrance to pit road, right in the middle of turn 1 right now, I believe.
Did he miss pit road?
Yeah, he spun trying to get to it, and he nearly missed it. He spun and was parked on the track for a moment in time, and now he's on pit road. Some front-end damage to that car.
That's terrible. I bet Tony got like a 13 something.
Larson's your leader, by the way.
Let's see if we can find your race leader. There he is. Remember,
he got like the same stat as me.
Larson's the one that came up with the masterful strategy to stay out and make it the distance in Stage 2 to get the stage win. He's still on the racetrack. He's taken over the race lead. He's yet to make his first pit stop in the final stage. We'll see if he comes this time by. And he doesn't. Stays on the track yet again to lead a lap. Chris Pendle and Kevin Tattersall come onto pit road.
Trobe not coming into pit road. He usually was in 5th.
Wow, so Trobe was 11th before the cycle of pit stops, got up to 5th because he's doing a similar strategy perhaps to Larson. Good for him. Trent Nielsen in the 78 looking to get a good finish.
Noco still choked a lap down, but he did have a nice pit stop.
Larson comes to pit road. He surrenders the race lead for the time being. And now it'll be interesting to see how much new tires are worth compared to the old ones, because we can just about guarantee Larson will not be the leader once everything cycles through. Usually it's the drivers that short pit that get a little bit of distance on their opponents. And now some would argue, you know, they make it back up before the end of the stage, but it's not always the case. 4 fresh tires versus 4 completely worn tires is a big difference for 2 laps. And sometimes a smidge of a difference in tire wear over the course of a long run is not as big of a difference.
I'll tell you what Larson's doing right now is what I told him to do before the race, is what I was going to do if I wasn't trapped 2 laps down, was that I was going to stay out as long as I can and run this race like I did California 2 weeks ago.
Advice well taken, I can say that. Got him the stage 2 win, and it might get him the victory here for the Lonestar 300. The final race before the holiday break for the 175 plus NOSSCAR drivers across 7 different video games and 3 gaming consoles. 2019 has been a huge success for NOSSCAR. We've crowned a lot of champions, hosted a lot of seasons for a lot of different series, and it's been a real honor to watch all of my good friends go out there and race every week. Now I've got a question for you, gentlemen. Has Dash retaken the race lead?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so it's Charlie out front, Tony in second, if I'm not mistaken, Josh Diaz in the 7 and 3rd.
Nope, he is a lap down.
That'd be CD, and then K-Taddy, and then Larson.
Okay, so problems for Josh Diaz at some point in this final stage. He is 1 lap down in the 7, so CD Derby Boy is actually up there running in 3rd, and he's been waiting for this breakout performance in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. He's had a whole lot of good finishes in the NOSSCAR Brighton Truck Series. He's actually sitting 2nd in the point standings for NOSSCAR Brighton Truck, and it seems to be a breakout performance for him here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. Just last night he won the Division II NOSSCAR World Championship on Gran Turismo. Throw that in with his 2019 NOSSCAR Street Tech Series Championship, and you're rocking and rolling, CD, doing an excellent job. Had a very successful 2019. Very successful Lonestar 300 thus far as well.
He's got a big gap to Tony, and also a pretty well-sized gap to Kate Taddy. He's 5.2 behind me, and just about 3 seconds ahead of Kate Taddy. So he's got a lot of ground if he wants to save a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, that breathing room is key sometimes. It allows you to do certain strategies at times. Kevin Tattersall all running 4th. We're looking at him right now. Green and white, number 2, Chevy Camaro. Very consistent. He's earned the Iceman nickname for a reason. 3 top 5s in his first 6 races in the season.
So update on Trobe, he fell back to 15.
And I'm thinking that that's a recipe, or the result rather, from staying out for a long period of time. Just saw him bounce off the wall actually near the start-finish line, and Larson was able to get by. Remember, Larson's on the lead lap, currently running in 5th in the number 19 car. He's that number 19 yellow Toyota on your screen, folks. And remember, he can go a little bit further on fuel and tires. He's got the long pit stop strategy. So
Kate Taddy just jumped a bunch of interval for me. Might hit the wall or something.
Also update on Jimmy Best, he's sitting at 16.
Jimmy in the 9 car, not normally running in the 16th position, normally one of the contenders for the win. He's got 2 wins so far here in the NOSSCAR Brighton Truck Series season, but none for Motormaster. He just gets loose there coming out of turn 4. He made contact with Keith Ayers in the 18, and both of them went sliding through the grass. Lost a couple of positions, both of them each, I believe. One would have to believe. And Jimmy is still trying to get the grass off his tires. Now he goes through 3 and 4, back into the groove that he prefers. But man, that was interesting. That was wild.
Also update on Tony, he's 2.5 seconds behind me after pit stops.
Getting a good look at him now. The number 22 Ford Mustang having a great run for Fatal Motorsports. He's got a shot to win this thing. Not a mark on that car. He's going to run down this man, one of your 3 in-race reporters. Dash out front of the 21. He's got a win in the NOSSCAR Brighton Truck Series this season. Now looking to capture the win here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series for the first time this season. Punch his ticket into the playoffs for both. And now Tony goes down pit road. The 22 surrenders the 2nd position. Or does he? No, did Tony just get loose there? I think he did.
Yes,
I think Tony actually just made an error and he lost a ton of track time to your race leader.
Yeah, he lost about a second to me.
Wow. Yeah, did he ever? Costly mistake for Tony. Now is CD still in 3rd?
Yes. Same top 5 as before.
Okay, thank you. Gap a little bit bigger now between CD and Kevin Tattersall. That is the battle for 3rd and 4th, but CD's actually able to stay in the draft with Noco, and that's definitely a car you want to follow in the draft of if you can.
Pickle. Shout out to Pickle, who's in 8th. Having a great run.
Absolutely. Number 5.
Extraordinary.
Yes, sir. 2018 NOSSCAR Truck Series champion. Blocking the leader a little bit as we're giving him a shout out, but he's inside the top 10.
No, that's alright. I'm kidding.
And that's to go 1 lap down.
Here comes your race leader. You heard him. One of the joys of having in-race reporters. Sometimes they are the leader and you can hear the action that much sooner right from the driver themselves.
So coming to 21 laps to go, 19 laps on field. This might be a field knowledge race.
If it
In
is,
other words, Larson might have this.
yeah, I was about to say.
When I'm going to pit road.
15-6.
Dave spun at pit road entrance, is that what you said?
Yeah, yep, he spun out.
That's a shame. The 07 spins at the entrance of pit road. Didn't capture it on footage here, but the report has been given, and now Tony comes down pit road in the 22.
He did not come down with me.
New
No.
leader, CD.
He stayed out 1 extra lap. And CD Derby takes the lead in the number 8 car. Yet to come to pit road, but gets his time in the sun.
Oh, son of a... Oh, no.
Now he brings it to pit road, and that gives the lead to Kevin Tattersall in the 2, Peyton Larson in 2nd. I believe that puts Alex Tesdall in the 10 car up to 3rd. Remember, we are still cycling through pit stops, but we are in the final stage.
Should be the final pit stop of the day, Ty.
Ooh, Jade Burr on pit road and giving us the report. It very well might be the last pit stops of the race for these guys.
My front
Long
tire's at
time.
1%.
A lot of people coming to pit road. Holy
You
cow.
came to pit road at the right time then, Jade. 1% right front tire wear.
You know,
Well-
I've been having these on-fire pit stops when I'm 2 laps down.
That's how
I
it
just-
works
I
for me
just-
too.
I just had a
Jade, you're
14.9.
definitely going to beat me.
Let's go.
I came to pit road 1 lap too late because the lap that I was going to come to pit road, I got in an accident.
Gatekeeper spins on the back straightaway. There was contact made with Jordan Roughton in the 61. I didn't see exactly what happened, but contact was made and around went the 90 car.
Larson's your leader, but he is on pit road.
I should come out as the race leader.
There's
Yeah,
Larson.
you're gonna have to save some tire there, Dash.
And some gas.
Ooh, what number is that? There's a car slow in 3 and 4. Out of
Did
gas.
a 90.
It's Wicked Gatekeeper, you're right. He's out of fuel. He had that on-track incident just a moment ago with the 61 of Jordan Roughton. I didn't see exactly what happened, but evidently the 90 was out of fuel or sputtering when the incident occurred. and he had to basically coast at about 25 miles an hour to pit road.
Yeah, you were really close to putting me 3 laps down, buddy.
I'm not going to put
like
the laps down. I'm saving.
Well, Jade, I've been 3 laps down for a while now.
So let's reset things for the viewers at home. There's a couple of pit strategies going on right now, and things are getting real juicy around here. Dash is your race leader in the 21. He does not have the fuel to go to the distance, and he's working on trying to save it, as well as his tires, to make the entire distance. Now, I believe that is Shadow in second in the 10 car?
Be the 22 to 25s.
Ah, Tony, okay, so then Tony is in second, and he pit 1 lap after Dash in the 21. He might be a little bit closer, he might make it to the end. And then, I believe Larson is running in the 5th position. He can certainly go the distance.
He pitted 2 laps after Dash did.
Yeah, so he is definitely a go, I would say, to the finish.
He's got to run a little conservative and not... He's got to run his race and not run Dash's race.
Oh, and Dave got loose just behind your race leader near the start-finish line. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jade, but I just wanted to quickly mention that, and that was a close one for the leader. I think it happened when he was behind him.
He was scored in 16th before that, but he fell back now.
Ah, tough break for Dave. Long-time driver here in NOSSCAR. He made the most starts, actually, in NOSSCAR on NASCAR Heat 3 of any of the 200-plus drivers that entered a NOSSCAR race on that video game. Dash wisely lets the 61 go by, not a battle for position. Jordan getting one of his laps back, and Dash just trying to conserve the tires and fuel at this point. Here comes Noko in the 23, who was pinned a lap down for the beginning of the final stage. A little bit of contact made between the two. In the end, Noko will get around him. Tony is in second, and he's creeping up behind Dash in the 21.
That would be Kevin Tattersall, actually. He's going to take the lead here.
Oh, Kevin's going to take the lead in the 2.
He's going to push me.
Contact was made, but in the end, Kevin uses the bottom to take the lead heading into turn 1. Dash is saving those tires and fuel. Kevin might not be. Tony, it doesn't look like Tony's saving anything either. He's going to take the 2nd position in the 22. Peyton Larson in the 19 is up into 4th, and he's on his way to the front as well. He's going to take 3rd. Dash really having to lift and conserve, and he's lost the top 3 now, and around goes a car through the grass. I believe that it was the 0 of Brett Baker. Contact was made with Trent Nielsen in 78. So Kevin Tattersall has the lead in the 2. Tony coming right up behind him in the 22. The green car and the blue car are going to settle it for the win in the Lonestar 300, and Larson is right there with him in the yellow car. How many laps to go, Joe?
10.
Not enough.
10 laps to go. Tony looks to the inside, and he takes the lead. Noko gets really loose coming out of the corner. There might have even been contact made between he and Shadow. The leaders are having to be really careful through 3 and 4.
Go, Tony, go.
Oh, and contact made between Noko and Shadow. Shadow goes up and hits the wall. Tony and Larson and Kevin get by safely. Larson up into the 2nd position, and he's got the freshest tires of these 3. And Larson gives a shot to Tony. Larson looks to the inside. Battle for the lead. Larson gets loose. Slides up into the side of the 22 just a little bit. Contact was made. Tony holds on to the lead. Clears the 19 car. Back down in front of him. Oh, this is good stuff. Under 9 laps to go. 3 cars trying to settle it here for the win at Texas. It was a 100 lap event with 32 drivers. It would be a big win in all 3 of these NASCAR drivers' careers. The last one before the holiday break. Now they put a lap on NOCO. They're side by side again for the lead. Larson tried to use NOCO as a pick and he couldn't quite do it, but it might not matter. Larson uses the inside line and the draft from Kevin to take the lead. He clears Tony. Kevin now moves into the 2nd position. Tony falls back to 3rd in the 22.
Yeah, Jade, the only reason I'm back here again is because Keith decided to pit right in front of me.
Larson out front, 8 laps to go. Kevin in the 2 might be just trying to ride in the draft and save his stuff. As long as these 3 drivers don't lose the draft, they've got a chance. But Larson is also looking for his very first NASCAR Motormaster Series win. He's ran a good race, and he ran a good race earlier tonight at Homestead. He was one of the favorites to win that one. Well above the cut line, but not locked in with a win. He would like to change that here at Texas Motor Speedway. He's got Kevin Tattersall and Tony Camerata right behind him. And there's Charlie. Led the most laps, won a stage, dominated the race, and short pitted during the final stage, and it just wasn't the right strategy. There you saw him go a lap down to the top 3, and Kevin getting really close now. He looks to the inside of Larson. Larson shut the door. Kevin gonna back off and try the outside, maybe going into 1.
No, come on. You have a ton of room, bro. You have a ton of room to go by me, and you just ran me in the back.
Now Kevin gives up the bottom. I don't think he meant to. Tony goes to the bottom to try to retake the 2nd position. He slid up into the side of the 2 car. Contact was made. It's a Keith Ayers Incorporated Toyota taking on a Fatal Motorsports Ford and a Timac Motorsports Chevy. Good stuff up at the front, and I believe we've only got 6 laps to go.
Make that 4.
Oh, geez, they click off quick. 4 laps to go. Contact made between Dave Marks Jr. and Tony Camerata. One of the lapped cars bumps the 2nd place runner, and Tony loses 2nd. Tony goes back to 3rd. He's no longer in the draft with Kevin.
They would come in 2.
So
yeah,
they
I think they're on 2 to go.
So they just took the 2 laps to go signal. Larson's got a healthy gap over Kevin in 2nd. If Kevin can get a bit of the draft, he might be able to close in and make a run. But he's got a lap and a half to do it.
Jesus shit.
Yeah, they're coming to 1. Come on, Larson.
Coming around now to take the white flag. Larson looking for his first career NASCAR Motormaster Series win. More corners to do it. He comes out of turn 2. Kevin's still right there, but not close enough to challenge. He's in the draft now, but I don't think he's going to get there. For the first time in his NASCAR Motormaster Series career, Peyton Larson of the number 19 Keith Ayers Incorporated Toyota is going to go to victory lane. Larson wins. Larson wins the Lone Star 300.
I need a push from somebody. We're out of fuel in the back going into 3.
Don't worry, Jade, I was out of fuel going into 1. Still coasted across the line.
Well, no one can pass me, so I guess we're good.
Mm-hmm.
61 of Jordan Routon comes up and gives a good old victory bump to his teammate there on the victory lap.
NOCO finished 5th.
And wow, what a recovery for NOCO to keep his top 5 string alive. 8 top 5s in a row for NOCO to start the 2020 NASCAR Motormaster Series season. Still will be the points leader at the end of the night.
Whew, finished 5th, 1 lap down.
What a win for Larson.
I'm so happy for him.
Well above the cut line based on points and performance, and then he goes out there and locks it down, writes it in the pavement, establishes himself a spot in the 2020 playoffs. 32 drivers participated in the Lonestar 300, and we only welcome 12 into the playoffs. Of course, the other drivers can come out and compete, but they will here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. Just gives you a bit of a better idea on how difficult it is to contend for this championship. We're going to make our way down to victory lane and get a word with your race winner, and that is Larson. Fastest lap of the race went to Noko, by the way.
So the top 3 fastest cars all finished 1 lap down. Or more.
Well, Larson had that master strategy. He stayed out for the entire distance of stage 2, and he was able to trap a lot of cars a lap down, also along the way with getting the stage win, 5 valuable stage points, and a valuable playoff point as well. We're here now in victory lane, and for the first time in his NOSSCAR career, Peyton Larson wins here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series.
Let's go, boys!
Winner of the Lonestar 300 at Texas Motor Speedway here on NASCAR Heat 4. It was a heck of a drive for you. You were a top 5 car all race long. You had the master strategy in stage 2. You made it the whole distance and got the stage win. Trapped a lot of good cars 1 lap down. Tell us about your race from your perspective.
So, the last stage, I knew what I was going to do. Counted the laps. And I knew as long as I made it to lap 36, it was golden. I knew I was going to get it. And let me tell you, those last 10 laps, my butt was clenched in my seat, bro. I was freaking out the whole time, figuring out what could go wrong, just seeing the people behind me. I had Taddy and Tony there, and we had a great battle until Taddy got in a little mess, and then Tony got in a mess. And that's kind of what sealed it for me, so pumped right now.
So you had a good strategy going in. This was the plan all along.
It was a plan at the end of stage 2, actually.
Ah, okay.
Once I figured out I could go the distance, I went full sail on it.
You were well above the playoff cut line before the tonight's races based on points, but now you're locked into the playoffs and you know for sure you're competing for a championship come playoff time. Tell us what that means to you as a NOSSCAR driver.
Just for a chance to beat some of the other drivers that have raced in the series and that have became champions in this league, because I already know that I'm going to be racing against other winners, other champions. I just want to go out there. I want to show that I'm not just some guy who can finish in top 10s. I want to be able to go out there and show them that I can win races. I can go and beat them for a championship straight up.
You've got a good car and a good team behind you at Keith Ayers Incorporated. Tell us about that team and tell us how your teammates have been helping you along.
So, this year, KAI is just a startup. We have Jay Bird giving us pointers over at that group, and they're just helping us out get started and on our feet. And, with the other drivers, it's really teaching me, just keep your head high, don't give up, because there's a lot of drivers that are in our stable that aren't really doing so well throughout the season. They have flashes here and there, but they're not really doing so well, while even Keith, he's in Motormasters on our team, and he's not doing so well. And, I've been the only consistent one, so I've been just trying to lean on myself, because it's kind of hard when you don't have many teammates up there. And then also, I mean, the truck series, that's really cool because you learn so much about drivers in the truck series with how similar each truck is. So it's like, once you get to the Motormaster series, you can bring everything over from there, and you can use it to your advantage, and that's what I did.
Now you're locked into the playoffs. Does this change your strategy going into any races before the regular season has come to an end, or are you just going to keep going in with the game plans you've already made?
Oh, my game plan set for the year, I'm not changing it. I mean, everyone knows in the KAI stable and the Fatal stable that I was going to be happy if I won Stage 2, and I did that. So once I did that, I mean, I guess it just came to be to win the race, so... If I can win a lot of Stage 2s, that's all I want. I don't care about Stage 1. The win, I would like, but Stage 2, I want it.
All right. Pleasure seeing you in Victory Lane. First time winner here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series, presented by Brev Motorsports, Peyton Larson. Good race out there.
Let's go,
boy!
Woo!
Representing Keith Ayers Incorporated, had a heck of a drive out there. Top 5 car all race long. I believe he led the second most laps in this one. En route to winning Stage 2 and ultimately the win, punching his ticket into the playoffs. Jade, final thoughts on tonight's race here at Texas Motor Speedway?
It was definitely crazy, and there was a lot of guys who had a lot of different strategies. I'm really happy for Larson. You know, I've raced with him for about as long as I've raced with Dash and Tony, and he always seems to get caught up in someone else's problem. And to finally see him go out and win a race his way, the way, you know, it's awesome. I love seeing first time winners, especially in NASCAR. It's such a big deal. You know, I look at it this way: you can have the guys who race in NASCAR, and the step above them, the guys who win NASCAR. Then when you win a championship, I look at it as a table. There's only a select few guys who win a championship in NASCAR. And I've said it since day one, Larson is one of those guys who can win a championship if he can get his consistency down. And right now, he's hot. He's hot. So I look forward to seeing him the next few weeks, like after the break, seeing him take off.
I couldn't agree more. Well said. This is a driver on a roll. Momentum is definitely on the side for Peyton Larson, capturing the win here for the Lonestar 300 at Texas Motor Speedway, and this concludes NASCAR racing until after the holiday break. So Larson definitely has some time to ride this momentum wave over the course of this holiday break, and from all of us here at NASCAR, we're saying happy holidays. We will have NASCAR Brighton Truck Series action tomorrow night, but then that will be the final bit of action from us until after. From all of us here at NASCAR, we're saying so long, and until tomorrow night's NASCAR Brighton Truck Series action, stay fast and happy holidays.